Hey, cousins. Listen, they told Misha, they said, Misha Slamovich, you can't be slamming the men. You can't slam the men down to the floor like this. Biting on the man, chewing on him, hit the man in the mouth, doing all kind of psychological damage to the man, down to the text messages. Listen, they done put Misha Slamovich all up and through the ringer. That woman only 29 years old and her career through. You hear me? Let me tell you something. TNA said, listen, we'll bring a racist back. We'll work with an alcoholic. We may even fuck around with a woman beater, but when it's the woman beating on the man, we got to draw the line somewhere. That's what TNA has said. TNA said, we gotta make an example out of these people. Because this bitch down here folding the men up. So you know what? I don't condone domestic violence and none of that. So for the fellas that be in the comments in the internets talking about if the shoe was on the other foot, if the roles was reversed, let's go ahead and give you a round of applause. Because guess what, baby? Now's your chance to shine. There you go. It's your time. Come on to the forefront and point and say, see, I told you these bitches be beating the men up. There you go. Misha Slamovich. Now, she been TNA champion and mixing it up down to the TNA for a minute. And I go over here to this photo bucket where this person done put all the business shot. I'm looking at a rope wrapped around a chewed up wrist. I'm looking at ears busted out. Look like she done bit the man's finger. Is that a pot? Oh, she done bust that man over the head with a pot. And that's that good pot. I got that pot. I got a bigger one. What's that? It's a red on the inside. I forgot what it's called. But that's a good pot. She tore his. She was in there tearing his ass up, hitting that man with a pot. It's text messages. One said, "I'm trying to be caring and considerate and loving," and I guess this is what she said. 6 benefits of not insulting me and hitting me because it's convenient for you. You'll get all those things. And it's something about it. She got a victory bell. Listen, these text messages go on and on. There's a text with Misha in it. It says, eliminate anything and anyone that you no longer serves you. All right. I know that's right. You know where that's from? Let me see if y'all know your movies. Because let me tell you something. This movie had one of the best shootouts in cinema. Okay, it's Robert De Niro, and it's Al Pacino is the cop going after Robert De Niro. Okay, and Val Kilmer's in there, all-star cast, and they had that shootout down to the bank robbery. And what Robert De Niro told Al Pacino when they sat down and had their little one-on-one before Robert De Niro said, "Listen, I'm going ahead and I'm going to go ahead and mix it up. I don't give a fuck about none of you, but I'm gonna tell you one thing. What I told about my bitch down at the house, cause she loved me. We about to have a kid and everything. I got it all set up. But if the heat's on my ass, you drop any and everything." And get your ass on. That is heat. If you did not know, that was um, a heat situation. And she said, I'm sorry, I can't forgive you. Every time I look at your face, I remember how you didn't tell me you were in the hospital. And I remember every day going forward. I understand your view. Child, I don't know what these people talking about, but it goes on and on and on. And then she done hit that man in the mouth. His mouth crusty, eyes swole. Done cut that man's face up. She was in there Vicking on his ass. This don't make no sense, child. He got all the receipts. Akira, the death fire. That's what he go by, Akira. He said, anything I asked them, they asked me to change as a person. All I did was tell Ann, that's Slamovich, there are healthier ways of dealing with stress than throwing her expensive glasses. And now she's saying I'm telling her what to do and breaking up with me. And now goes off saying my wrestling has no psychology. She hates tagging me and saying this is all to the wrath. Girl, what? So you beat the man because his wrestling ain't got no psychology. Well, shit, if that's the case, you know what I mean? People need to get beat up because they wrestling is just boring and they ain't got no character work. What's going on? He said she just came home, yelled about her Louis Vuitton that she left out and someone moved. I grabbed a lighter for her and she said I could do it by my damn self. I never wanted to jump in front of a bus, but I just took Coda out and thought about it. Girl, listen, she got a whole bunch of shit going on. So let's read this article down to the Irish Sun. I ain't never heard of this website, but this is a nice little article. Abuse claim. Wrestling star Misha Slamovich, 29, accused of domestic violence by ex as manager uploads 114 images of alleged evidence. Yes, it is. It's a lot of evidence in the box they popped, like a Dropbox situation. Misha Slamovich, okay. The claims, her real name is Anna Kozina, surfaced on Tuesday morning when a friend of Akira, whose real name is Alexander Atkinson, posted screenshots and images of the alleged abuse. Okay, that's the alleged abuse. I just described some of the stuff. She was chewing on him. That ain't no doubt about that. I don't know if she chewed his fingers, cause them fingers look a mess. Here it looked like she either scratched him real good and tried to dig his neck out. Yeah. It says you can keep both dogs. They're in your name, right? And then he said, you hit me. You're wrong. And she said, you cursed at me. That's why you got hit. Girl. Then he said, again, cool to see you claim intelligence and can't see a metaphor. You hit me. You wrong. I don't know what the metaphor is, but I guess. The post also shared a link containing 114 images of the violence. They include cuts and marks across the face, hands, and arms. Spokesman for TNA, also known as Total Nonstop Action Wrestling, confirmed the organization and opened an internal investigation to the claims after being approached by Sports Illustrated. The statement says, and I quote, "We take allegations like this very seriously, and we've begun an internal investigation." TNA full of damn shit. They don't take none of that seriously. Look who the fuck walking around TNA. Chow. Hell, look what the fuck's walking around WWE. Looks what's walking around AEW. You got a man who pulled a gun on the people down to the road rage. Anyway, Sunsport approached TNA and Slamovich for further comments. Slamovich had been on the promotion since 2021. She's a former TNA Knockouts World Champion and a former 3-time World Tag Team Champion. The 27-year-old Russian-American wrestler is yet to issue a response to the allegations, but have withdrawn from her Roseland 12 event due to take place October 5th following the leaks. Akira, he's 31, also responded to the surfacing of the allegations on social media, saying his friend had been set on alleged evidence of the claims for months. In a candid post, Akira said he had gone through multiple suicidal episodes and had been hospitalized over the breakdown of the relationship. He said, and I quote, "I woke up to this and people asking me if I was okay. Kind of want to throw up, kind of want to go away forever. My friend held back for months because I asked her to, and I would have never said anything, just like a victim." He a victim. Baby, you a victim. Just like the ladies be victimized, sir, males, men, you are also victims, okay? He went on to say, "I give a lot with little in return. I had a lot of growing up to do, and despite my progression, I was always told I was never doing enough, and the things that I liked and did were stupid and a waste of time." Yes, that is emotional abuse, especially if it's ongoing. Things I told about my thoughts on my gender and the confusion I was feeling was turned on me. I was lied to about finances and spent more than I should because I have thought that we were struggling together. So she went ahead and told that man he ain't got no money, probably was calling him all kind of homos and derogatory terms because he might have a little confusion with his gender. But she can't talk about nobody because you fucking him. So you ain't helping him with his gender confusion. He just getting it where he can fit in. Anyway, he said, "I would have never said anything. I only came out with my prior experience of sexual abuse because I was sprawling alone in Japan." So he turned to his woman, Slamovich, his girlfriend. He turned to her, and I guess in a vulnerable moment down to the Japan, he was like, "Listen, this is what's happening to me," and the bitch went nuts and turned it on him. Well, that's awful. He said, I tried my best, but was never good enough, and all my accomplishments and money were nothing but tools for someone else. See, listen, let me say this. Because y'all know I'm a mother. You understand? And I talk to boys and raising boys and everything. I ain't never gonna tell no man not to defend themselves. Now, I'm not telling you just be walking around knocking bitches between the tub and the toilet. But if you in danger and she trying to fucking claw your eyes out and rip your damn heart out, you better put that bitch between the couch and the goddamn hutch. You don't sit up there and get beat up and abused. Women are just as violent as men. Everybody's capable. Everybody's capable. Even your pets will chew your ass if they feel like you done crossed them up. You got to defend yourself. I understand society said men ain't supposed to put their hand on women, and that is absolutely correct. You're supposed to have some type of coping skill. But when the bitch is the type that's going to follow you around, talk shit to you, and get to swinging and digging and chewing on you, baby, if you can't get away and call somebody for help, you better take something and bust their goddamn head to the white meat. Okay? And then you go ahead and call your mama if you need some assistance, or call your daddy. All right, that's what I did. Yeah. I'll be honest. Yeah, I got into an altercation, with a lover, bust that nigga brains out, and I called my mother. Like, I call her because that's how she get down. She bust motherfuckers' brains out. That's not funny. That's no way to live. But I was way younger and a whole lot wowzer. Okay, but I'm old and slowed up now. Anyway, he said I tried my best, and my best was never good. Many things said in confidence turned and used against me. I can't get that time back. I can't get the money back. I can't get the last 4 years of my life back. So he spent 4 years with this crazy ass bitch. I was trying my best to come back and be with the family and friends and my dog and try to get signed. I dreamed of doing things. Maybe it won't happen now. I'm not angry. I'm not sad anymore. I'm apathetic. I moved on, and there's still bitterness in my stomach, but I don't let it guide me. I've grown up as a person and a wrestler. I've grown up mentally, physically, and spiritually. I still figuring things out and have nothing to say to that person. I adore them. I feel phantom pains in my heart every time I see a photo. They're a part of my life and history. I don't get where I am now. I don't get to where I am now, a mature and thoughtful person with a healthy dose of CTE, without the experiences I went through in isolation. I experienced in a foreign country, but it is what it is. Whatever happens, happens. That's what he said. That shit sounds sad as fuck. That's sad. I say this. The last thing anybody should make fun of is some vulnerable ass person in the throes of a couple things. You got the mental health, and then you got the gender confusion, the sexuality, and they looking for somebody to, kind of, understand where they're coming from, and this person decided to kick them in the ass and work them over. That's fucked up. So TNA taking it serious. Everybody said we ain't fucking around with this. We ain't fucking around with it. So what's coming to Misha is gonna be a lot. And I think this is probably gonna go ahead and, sundown her career. I think it's a wrap. Misha advertised on the title for Friday. She ain't finna fight Ash by Elegance. That's not finna happen. It appears TNA then took her off a couple scheduled matches and off of TV and stuff, and she's removed. TNA removed the article promoting the match, and despite the article, Slamovich is still featured on the event as an advertised talent. She also listed on TNA roster and pages and graphics promoting it. So right now, TNA is taking their time, figuring things out in their quote unquote investigation, and pretty much moving her off and around. Misha Slamovich did release a statement. Now, what we heard was Akira, the battered male in the whole situation, and just for a follow-up, over down to the drop box, there is at least, what is this, like, I'm going to say maybe 70 text messages. She talking shit to him. She telling him he ain't shit. She giving him a lot of psychological warfare, hardcore. It's like he's trying to explain himself. She bone dry. This is one, he said, there's a picture of him in the ring, and he said, this is me. And then they said, I got a problem because I want to be a power couple and not oh so strong as Misha and Twink Akira. And then they said, maybe stop emasculating and being rude and be loving in front of people and people would believe it. Fans love me. Fans respect me. My co-workers respect me. I'm not even a twink, so try again. I was a twink when I started dating, but I'm not going to be 240 pounds of muscle. If that's what you're expecting, I don't know what to tell you. You don't even love me. So she said, listen, Misha, look, they done put this woman on blast, and this is her response. This is how you know she done wait. She waving the white flag, child. It ain't even nothing else for Misha to say. This is what this woman wrote post. She said, in the time since I sought help to reflect on this time and deal with conflict in a more mature, healthy, and sustainable ways, I apologize to those I let down, including my former partner. I hope he was able to heal. This will be my only statement on the matter. Misha, go ahead and pack up your boots. Go ahead and get them outfits. Get your L'Oreal Paris and get your Maybelline and everything. You understand? Go and pack up your gear and get your ass on up the street, sweetie, because you done. You done. They done put your ass in a damn blender. You blended. You pureed at this point. Anybody that's fucking with this woman is because you want the hot spot. Now, TNA they not nobody to be like, oh, good for TNA. Child, you got Crimson Chin down there. You got all kind of shit that's going on over there. So y'all right now waxing poetic and it's cute or whatever. And for whatever reason you decide to jump out of here, TNA could very well turn around and say, you know what? We still investigating, but we got to have somebody to fight Ash by Elegance. Which Ash by Elegance wasn't going to lose no damn way. This is awful. It's sad. Fun fact about domestic abuse. It takes 7 times for the victim to leave the situation. So when you say, well, why? That's why. Now, for anybody that's saying, well, this woman been TNA champion, this woman been, all down to the TNA, she been on NXT, she been mixing it up. Why now? So what happened was, there was a PWI came out, and the person, Akira's friend who dropped all of this, saw that PWI put Misha Slamovich in a high position on their charts, and I guess she saw Misha smiling or something, and she said, no ma'am. She said, bitch, you not about to get no goddamn accolades, and you over here kicking and drop kicking and sunset flipping and doing Russian destroyers all over my goddamn friend. Bitch, please. She said, and I quote, this is the friend, Misha's abusive piece of shit who feels entitled to everything, including a Riberia jacket. Anyways, enjoy some of her abusive text messages. That's what they said. That's what they said, child. So, ain't too much else to say. They said, I woke up to this and people asking me if I was okay. Kind of want to throw up. And that's old boy coming out like, God damn, you really put all the business in the street. Listen, men, they get abused too. Men don't come forward. So maybe this will help other men who are in abusive situations come forward and tell their story. It don't make you less of a man. Everybody can be victimized. Everybody can experience some form of awful victimization. It only stops when you speak up. For the most part, this has stopped for him, and I feel like he may have moved forward. But it's just beginning for Misha Slamovich. The abuse has stopped for him, but it's going to begin for Misha. She's pretty much done at this point. So I'm gonna leave it right there. Y'all get in the comments and tell me what you think about this. And that's all I got. I ain't got no more. I got a whole lot of work to do, so stay tuned and practice self-care. Later.